What's up guys, my name's Liam and welcome back to Unison Raid. If you're new here, I'm showing my journey of building a Pokemon business totally from scratch. I have no experience doing this, so this is all new to me. My success, my failures, I'm recording all of it, being totally transparent through the whole process. So in the last video, episode 2, we essentially went over a lot of the success, some of the failures that we had in our most recent stream, stream 4. This upcoming stream, stream 5, is on Wednesday, November 5th, and I have a lot of stuff I want to share with you guys. The first thing that I wanted to go over actually is our first video now is close, if not already at 700 views by the time this video comes out. I'm really appreciative of you guys putting comments and putting time into just at least leaving, first off, watching the video, but leaving your honest feedback or encouragement along the process. And at the end of the day, I just want to share this whole journey with you guys, build a community, and any feedback, anything you think we can improve or I can improve on, I'm totally receptive to any of that. So please do share your honest feedback and keep the comments coming. It was definitely very appreciated at work today just to see those pop up. So first things first, the number one thing that I approached on Monday actually after the stream was I looked at Max Does Pokemon, the YouTube channel, and I realized that he had a member option. It was just $5 a month. And I recall from a more recent video that he essentially said that he's opening up a Discord for giving everyone who really wants to the ability to ask him questions on how to run a whatnot stream, how to, open up a Pokemon business, whatever it is. So Alex and I, in the end of episode 2, it was pretty late at night and we were just trying to figure out like what the hell went wrong. Why did no one come into the stream? And the number one thing that I learned from Max Does Pokemon and that Discord was essentially its surprise set format. So if you guys aren't familiar and it's your first time watching this, there's 3 types of sets, or rather formats, that you can run on a TCG stream as far as I'm aware. So single sales, so that could be single packs, single cards. 2 would be a box break, and then the 3rd is surprise set. Surprise set's more of like you put an opportunity to win, whether that's 1 out of 10, 1 out of 100, and then every single time someone auctions and bids up the value, it's gonna spin that wheel every single time. So they don't really know what they're paying for. Essentially, the odds are already displayed, they're pre-built into the format, and then someone bids up on auction to have the opportunity to win something big. And that was the format that Alex and I ran on this most recent stream. What I learned is that surprise set is essentially like blacklisted on Whatnot. So imagine you're just a regular viewer and you're looking up who's live right this second. If you go to the browser and you're not subscribed to that person, or not following that person, essentially it's not going to pop them up in that browser. So as a new channel, our number one issue is obscurity. People don't know who the heck we are, and essentially we're battling that obscurity already. So that was enough information for me to realize, like, holy crap, I can't use the algorithm with Whatnot if I'm running a surprise set format. So if I really wanted to stick to that format, the only way that I could run that and perhaps do well is if I bring people in from elsewhere. My question was like, okay, well, what kind of format do I run? Do I run singles? Do I run box breaks? And Max Does Pokemon, essentially we're advising that what they do is they run breaks, but instead of based on individual packs, what they do instead is they auction the attempts at rolling whatever the character is. So the benefit there is that we keep the momentum on the stream, the velocity of the stream. So you auction everything off prior to opening the box, then you open the box, the pack openings go really, really quick. A single box break may be over in like 20-30 minutes versus if we're doing it over a whole stream with a box, it may be an hour. So the cool thing there is it's much quicker, so we can get through a couple boxes on a single stream, but the downside being that in order to make sure that it's successful for us, or really for the audience, so that we can keep this going, we need to make sure that we're auctioning off everything at a relatively decent value right at the start. So the number one issue again is obscurity. Like, how do we make sure that everyone's coming into the stream at the beginning and then also maintaining that if we're doing 2 box openings? What I like to do is just show you kind of how that's going to be set up and how I'm going to run through that on my computer here. And then tonight we have to go to North Vancouver to pick up a box of Mega Brave and Symphonia because the stream's just tomorrow. So and then in addition to that, when I get back, I have to pack some of the orders from Sunday night. So I have a long list of things to do ahead of me here. So let's get into it. The website that I'm looking at here is TCG Collector. And one cool thing is that they actually give us the option of filtering based on rarity. We're looking at MUR, SR, SAR, AR, and double rare. What I can do is show the list instead of images. And then what I can also do here is then copy and paste this into GPT and request it to give me a list and amalgamate or put everything together into the same Pokemon. All right, so I just fed it a list of all the Pokemon, and essentially what I requested it to do is in parentheses add what the rarities are for each Pokemon. So now what I'm gonna do now is put this into just a sheet for myself. It looks like on the desktop, essentially there's an option of adding break name. Let's see, break format, random, spot preset. So now I should be able to copy and paste this all into this individual section. So what I would do is I'm absolutely first going to confirm, of course, that I have all the characters correct here, and then I would copy and paste these into this manage spots option. So yeah, that's a format that we're going to run with for this stream on Wednesday, and I have a decent drive tonight, so I'll see you in a little bit. Peace.
Yo, what's up, guys? We're about to go live. Trying a new format today, so we're going to see how this works. Doing a box break of Mega Symphonia as well as Mega Brave, and essentially auctioning off each character. And every time someone lands on a character, that's ultimately what their take home is. So we're gonna see how it runs. Max's Pokemon runs that same format, and as well as a couple other YouTubers. So let's see how it goes. Let's go. Hey, Alan Sanders, how's it going? Hey, Zero. Hey there, Sarum. Hey, Alan. Hey, Edward. Hey, Wild. Once I click start auction at $1, it just randomizes whoever the character pool is. So I'm happy to start that if anyone wants to jump in here. Guys, this is a steal. I'm not trying to shill here, but these boxes are $100, so yeah, no one else. Hey, Llama. Hey, Sammy. Hey, Clue. Hey, Gleam. Andy, you feel bad? Hey, man, look. Hey, if we run this first box and just get rinsed on it, you know, it is what it is. Rob already has a third of the polls, so guys, recommend, not trying to shill here, but I just find this wild. I know there's a bunch of you in the stream because I'm watching you guys jump in and hop out, and Rob is the only one winning every single bid. We are clearly getting rinsed on this one because every single spot's been going for $1 here. So $1, guys, that's wild to me. We're already, we're not even halfway through. We only have 5 spots left, and apparently everyone's valuing at each of these polls for $1, which is just wild. So this format is just crazy. We're learning, guys. This is learning in an expensive way, clearly. Oh, that hurts, guys. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for bidding. Let's open up this box.
What's up, guys? It's a post-stream recap, and we got some wild stuff to talk about. For the last about hour, Alex and I have been just deliberating on the stream and like the successes and failures.
Yeah.
And let's just say there are some pretty heavy failures tonight.
Yeah, what we learned. Disclaimer, it was a not very large loss, but in relativity for how much we spent and how much we got back, it was a pretty big margin.
What was crazy to me is that the surprise set format that we ran on Sunday, we weren't getting a lot of viewers coming in, so I do think the idea of it being an index did affect that, but the difference tonight was that a ton of people were coming through. Like it was like every second, it was just like new viewer, new viewer, new viewer, but people weren't sticking. What we kind of summarized at the end is like this format, a couple of the people that were buying, there was like 2 buyers only. Yeah. So this box actually went for $28.
Yeah, $27.
Yeah, which is like crazy.
I mean, good for them, you know?
Yeah.
We had fun still.
Yeah.
But the thing was, when we actually started, they were pretty chatty the whole time, but when we were talking to them, they were saying they actually haven't seen the format yet, you know, and there was a lot of confusion from them at the beginning. They weren't quite sure what they were buying. And I think that was carrying over for people coming in. You know, they came in, they didn't really know what we were doing. We were just holding a box.
I kept trying to like explain. I was like, we're wanting a box break of Mega Symphonia. This is blank, blank, blank. And I was pitching it every single time, but I would just see the viewer count go up and then go down and go up and go down. And at one point, I think we had like 15 people on the stream. So that one was that the box break idea of selling individual spots, it could work, but we'd have to have like 100, 200 viewers, or maybe not that many, but 50, 60 to justify like...
Yeah, like 50 like good interest in the format. And I think I don't think anyone in Canada does this yet, you know? No. Everyone's doing surprise set or just selling singles.
So the 2 things that we battled tonight were obscurity. People don't know who we are, so they're popping up on a stream that like, who the hell is this guy? Who the hell are these guys? And then 2, they don't understand the format, and as a result, we're battling those 2 things, and it resulted in only one guy, Rob, who's been consistently coming back, and I appreciate you, Rob, if you're watching this, but he was bidding on stuff, and then the second guy was new. So we had an uphill battle in both respects. Apples to apple in comparison, the surprise set was actually a better format that we ran on Sunday. We lost more, but what we can do with surprise set is dial it in a little bit with like what we're offering as like top cards. We don't have to offer $260 in value. We could do, you know, 150 or something like that. What we realized tonight is that box break can exist in 2 ways. So it could be selling the individual packs. So say as an example, we wanted to auction off this Mega Brave on Friday on our next stream. We sell the packs at $3 or $4, whatever our break even is. The second option is doing rip till you hit, which is pretty common. And then we start off the starting bid at maybe like $10 or $12.
I think these box break formats do a much better job at creating like fostering a fun environment versus selling singles. I don't know. I just watched a couple, like Liam was showing me a bunch of streams and whatnot, and like it's just like an overflow of information almost. Like they're just holding like stacks of singles in their hands. All right, next. All right, next. All right, next. They're selling at these like crazy cheap prices, and like it was so hard for me to keep up.
So, as a conclusion to this video, on Friday this week, we're adjusting to 6:30 because traffic's been crazy with the rain
it
in
was
Vancouver.
a big rush. I was like storming over to Liam's place.
So 6:30 Friday, 6:30 Sunday, we'll be doing likely either a box break or a surprise set. Clearly, we like giving away deals, so if you're watching this video, I'll put the Whatnot description down below. If you guys click that link and don't have a Whatnot account, I believe you get $15 towards your first purchase. So if you're jumping in the screen, maybe you get a bunch of shit for free, because clearly not only are we giving discounts, Whatnot's giving you $15 as well. So we'll share that link below. Look, this journey is just beginning. We've accelerated our way through failure on Whatnot to figure out what does and doesn't work, and now we kind of have figured that out. And we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just need to realize that our number one issue is obscurity. So like, how do we get people to know who we are and trust who we are? And that's doing stuff like this, like releasing YouTube videos, making sure that we're being honest in the space, and showing people that through time and attention, live streaming, I guess. So with that said, this is a conclusion, but we'll see you guys on Friday. And this is just one format of video. I think we're gonna do some wild shit in the near future. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed, because some wild stuff's gonna happen. That's all I can say.
Wild.
See you guys. Peace.